I've been waiting for frogs to be added to Minecraft for a long time, though I'm not sure it's commonly known just how interesting they actually are. And, well, there's so much more to them than you think, so here's 8 things you didn't know about Minecraft frogs in 8 minutes. There are 3 kinds of frogs you'll be able to see for yourself: cold frogs, temperate frogs, and lastly, warm frogs. Now, this is a well-known fact, but what isn't is a potential secret 4th kind of frog. More on that later. Warm frogs are more likely than not the first kind that you encountered whilst exploring the mangrove swamp biome. This is their home. These frogs have a brilliant white colour, which makes them stand out among their surroundings. I guess this could be good or bad depending on how you see this. Temperate frogs occupy the slightly less exciting regular swamp biomes. Not to worry though, as their shiny copper coat is more than enough to bring life to this place. Cold frogs, they're an interesting one. You'd be wasting your time if you actually tried to find any, because, well, you can't. If you actually want to see one for yourself, you'll need to breed 2 frogs and then wait for their frog spawn to turn into tadpoles. Pick these fellas up in a bucket and then release them into cold water, and after a while you'll have a cold frog. When you think of a frog, this is likely kind of what you'd imagine one looking like, so it's interesting that they don't spawn anywhere, but there you go. If you're wandering about and you happen to stumble across a group of frogs, they spawn in groups of 2 to 5, no less, no more, just from 2 to 5. At first, it might sound like they make the same 4 croaking noises over and over again, but frogs actually have 30 different noises that they can make. This includes 8 different ones just for croaking. It's no surprise that frogs can jump, but maybe a little that they can jump up to 8 blocks high, and they actually take 10 hearts less full damage than any other mob. Whilst we're on the subject of jumping, if you happen to find a frog on a honey block, well, they can't, they just kind of slide around in a really awkward fashion. Frogs actually attack small slimes as well as small magmas, but when they eat the magmas, they excrete them in a form of a frog light, and depending on what kind of frog they are, that's the kind of frog light that they'll excrete. Bit of a weird one, but every time they croak, frogs inflate their vocal sacs, but they don't always croak when they inflate their vocal sacs. That is so weird to say. You may remember me mentioning a 4th kind of frog at the beginning of the video. Now, there was actually a blueprint for a blue frog that for some reason never actually made it into the game like the rest did. Perhaps there's a good reason for this, and who knows, we may see a blue frog in a future 1.20 update. Or maybe we won't have to wait after all. I've managed to track down a mod which allows us to take a peek at what this new frog could look like. So, picture this. Well, I hope that provided a unique insight into how this new kind of frog could be implemented into the game. And something I've been wanting to try for a while is putting together a terrarium for the frogs to live in. So let's see what I can come up with. Alright, well, 5 minutes of dedication, and we have something which is habitable, I'll say that much, but I'm not sure why I built this. I just thought it'd be nice to have a little addition to this by having a nice little terrarium for the frogs. So we'll take a quick peek inside as you hear my incredibly noisy keyboard for the first time. But as you can see, there's some pools in here, there's some sand, not too much space, but I guess you wouldn't want too many frogs in here anyway. Some little pebbles on the floor for them to jump over. I'll leave the door open, I'll be nice, so they can come and go as they please. But yeah, all of them are trying to leave. Okay, that's good. Well, that's our terrarium. Well, I imagine I'll be back here relatively soon, so until then, have a nice day, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye!